MULN had taken over electric last mile solutions and all of its assets in October, and there's a positive update about the deal. So, should you buy the stock? Stay focused as we go through the update along with recent news as well as my chart analysis and price prediction. But before we do that, subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for regular stock market updates. MULN has announced they won $50 million funding to get things done with the ELMS acquisition and asset takeover. David Michery said this deal will improve their production capacity with lesser recurring investment while expanding their product catalog as they receive data about the production process of Class 1 vans and Class 3 cabs. Michery also claimed that with bollinger motors and ELMS as the support system, MULN can finally take the EV crown. The company also had 28 job openings a few days ago, but they have been reduced to a single opening at the time of making this video, indicating that old employees have been absorbed. These factors took the stock from a price of $0.2663 to $0.2849 in the after hours on Thursday's trading session, indicating a 4% rise. With all that in mind, let's analyze the chart. So as you guys can see right here, we're now in the 1-day chart for MULN, and as always, we'll first analyze the 1-day chart, then the 1-hour chart, and to end it off, we'll get to the 5-minute chart. But right off the bat, we can see that we're already in a slight gap up in the pre-market from a price of 0.2736 that we closed on yesterday to a current price of $0.2773. But of course, over here, first we'll have to discuss this 17th November candle, which of course is not a good sign since it's a pin bar candle on the downside, and that too a red pin bar candle. So this is a really bearish sign. Should you be worried? Well, not exactly, right? There are two ways of looking at this. First up, of course, this is an indication that we will fall further, right? The stock will fall further, but it's actually a good thing since a lot of people, as I already told you and as I already tell you in each and every one of my videos, that as the price falls, all of us will get a chance to hop on this boat and enjoy the gains, right? Not financial advice, but I believe that once MULN gets around the 25-cent range or even under that, it would be a great buying opportunity, right? Anyways, so a pin bar candle basically over here means that, well, we started the day off somewhere around here, right, in a gap up, of course, but we went to a high of about, this range that I already told you in my previous video, around this high, right, around the 33-cent range. So we got resisted there, and after we got resisted there, we got some really huge selling pressure, bringing the stock all the way down back to these levels and even further below, right, and it threw the stock down by another 6.92% going to this price, and we even touched the bottom of around 27 cents. So that's a psychological support. Let's quickly mark that. 27 cents, there we go. So what's going to happen today, if you ask me? Well, we should be getting a slight green candle today, because as you already know that bear trends don't work like this, right? You will never see a bear trend which goes straight like this. They always have slight pullbacks like this one that we're currently experiencing, right? So this actually might be a cup and handle pattern, right? That's what it's turning into. And it's basically kind of a bearish thing where we can see that, we're kind of getting range bound over here. So where will this range head? If you ask me, well, as I already told you in my previous videos, the stock is probably headed down towards the 20 cent levels, right? Back to these levels that we were at before the entire ELMS and the IGO, sales right acquisition. So these levels are what I'm aiming for. So once those are hit, it would be a good chance to buy. But at the current price, at the current moment, we can see that if we get a slight green candle today, we do have the earnings call today, if I'm not wrong, right? But I am probably wrong because they, initially had it around Thursday or Wednesday, and they postponed it. So I don't know why they did that, but they also have a podcast today, which of course it got postponed as well. It was originally supposed to be on Thursday, so it's now on Friday. And I personally believe that we might get some good news because David might be thinking, well, he might not exactly be thinking this, but it's a common thing that people normally don't give out announcements on the closing day, right? Or rather before the closing day, right? They tend to give out announcements before Monday around the weekend, so the market has some time to kind of digest that and act accordingly on Monday's trading session. So with that, my take on MULN remains the same. I'm short-term bearish and long-term bullish. So I would personally be waiting for the stock to go below 25 cents before I start buying again. And that is bound to happen because if you look at this trend, as I already told you, we already have some increased volatility over here and we're kind of range bound. So we're bound to get a strong move on, either of these sides, which I believe, of course, will be on the lower side. But with that being said, let's quickly jump on into the 1 hour chart because we of course have analyzed pretty much everything there was in the 1 day chart. So now that we're in the 1 hour chart, we have a lot to discuss over here because this of course seems really interesting. First up, we can see that we got into a gap up around here, made a high around just 30 cents, right somewhere around that range, came falling back down, taking support in a double bottom pattern around 27 cents. And of course, after that, now I don't really know what exactly happened over here, but considering the fact that we had really low volume, it seems a bit off, or rather, just not that um, ordinary, right? It's not exactly something that can be explained that easily. So, of course, we can see that we got a single candle over here, which went all the way up around here, indicating a 16% rise. And then again, we got a 16% fall on the same candle. And that is, of course, not very common, but we'll, of course, analyze that in the 5-minute chart later. So we'll quickly move on before we move on, we'll quickly mark on some levels. 27 cents, of course, 27.7 cents, 27.3 cents, around 28 cents, 28.75. So these will be some important levels in today's trading session. And we'll mark this level as well just in case around 32 cents. This is where we got resisted, right? So that should be enough for the levels. And now let's quickly move on to the 5-minute chart so we can analyze what exactly happened over here. So now that we're in the 5-minute chart, we have something really shocking to see. And that is that, this entire volatility was derived from the single 5-minute candle where we got a volume of, well, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just 300,000 shares. But I don't really see how, the stock went up by 16%, or rather 14%, and fell down by 14% in just a 5-minute time frame. Right, that's really crazy. But considering the fact that MULN is really volatile, honestly, volatile stocks even don't get these type of moves. So it was kind of some manipulative thing, at least if you ask me, because it's not every day that you see things like this happen in the market. But of course, if we come back to the analysis, if we get back to the analysis, we can see that over here, for example, we got a double top around 30.3 cents. We got somewhat of a, not exactly a double bottom, but an average around 29.15 cents. We got a good support around 28 cents, 28.10 cents. Good support around 27.75. And of course, we do have another resistance around this range. Well, all of that doesn't matter now because if we talk about the next market, we'll quickly get into the extended trading hours. So we can see that in the aftermarket, we went up a bit, up to the price of 27.90 cents, pretty much just 28 cents, right? And then we got a gap up over here into 29 cents pretty much. And of course, we got resisted and built up a bearish trend. But where exactly is the market headed now? Well, if you ask me, this bearish trend will likely continue, right? So first up, of course, once the market is opened, we'll see some increased volatility. We'll probably go up a bit, make something like this. And if you ask me where we'll end the day, since I already told you that we might end the day in the greens today, right? We might get a green candle today. So we'll probably, let's see. So we'll probably go like this. And then in the end, right before the market ends, around the ending hours, we might see a slight recovery just like this over here. And that should be able to put us in the green. But of course, majority of the day would probably be bearish if you ask me. But with that being said, of course, Remember that this definitely was not financial advice and I could be wrong, so you should always do your own research before you trade. If, however, you enjoyed my analysis, be sure to hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, be sure to hit the dislike button. You can subscribe to our channel Stocks 101 for more such videos. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.